Hi, my name is Bill, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replace the door boot spring clamp on your washer. The reason why you might have to do this is because the clamp is damaged, causing the seal to come off and water to leak out. For this repair, we'll be using a flathead screwdriver, a screwdriver with a VT20 star bit, VT15 star bit, and 7mm socket, and a pair of channel locks. Warning: before doing any repairs, please disconnect your power source. So this will be the washer that we're using for this demonstration. It's a Kenmore, and keep in mind yours at home might be a little bit different than what we've got here, but the same technique should still apply. First thing we're going to do is we're going to shut the water off. And now we're going to get our washer turned around. And now we're going to disconnect the hoses. So we're going to use a pair of channel locks and turn them. And you might also want to make sure you have either towels or a bucket standing by, because there will most likely still be water in your lines. Now we have to remove the 3 screws holding the top piece on, and to do that we're going to use a VT20 star bit. And now that the screws are off, we can pull the top back, and then it should lift right off. Now what we have to do is we have to take out the detergent dispenser, and we're going to push down on this tab back here and pull that out all the way. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a VT15 bit, and we're going to remove the screw that's inside of here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to unplug our user interface right here. And so we've got this clip that holds it in place. So we're just going to lift up on that clip, and then we're going to pull the wires out. There we go. And now I'm going to remove the cable from each of these clips that holds it in place. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up our washer door, and we're going to push up in the middle here, and that'll release another tab that holds it in the middle. And then on this side over here, there's another tab locking it in place on the inside. So this tab right here, and all we're going to do is just push in on it, and that should release the control panel the rest of the way. And what we're actually going to have to do is there are a couple of places where it's clipped in, so you can lift up on it like that, and it should pop off. We'll just pull this cable through the hole here, like so. So we're going to open up our washer door here, and what you're going to want to do is just peel back on the boot here, and you'll see there's a metal ring that goes all the way around. So you're going to want to find where that metal ring is attached to a spring, which we have right down here. See the spring on the ring there. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to take a flathead screwdriver. I'm just going to go underneath the ring here, and I'm going to use this screwdriver to pry it up, and we'll just go around a little bit until we can get that ring right off. And this is our clamp right here. Now we're going to remove the screws off this bottom panel, and there are going to be 3 that are holding it on. So we're just going to use our VT20 star bit again. Now with all the screws out, just lift up and pull out, and the panel should come off. So now we're going to take our door boot seal and just remove it from the outer edge of this panel, because we're going to have to take the panel off. And you'll see there's a hose here sticking in there, and we have to take that out. That just pulls off. And again, on this side, there's another inlet valve that you just pull that out of, like so. And then everything will just kind of sit in there like that. So now we can remove the 2 screws that are holding the top of the panel on. Now I'm going to remove the bottom screws on this panel here. And now lastly, I'm going to unscrew these screws here that are holding our door latch assembly in. And now with the door open here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up slightly and get it at an angle, and then it should just pull straight out and off. And now you'll see on the inner clamp right here, we've got this oddly shaped piece right here, but what we can do is take a 7mm socket, and that'll go onto there, and you can loosen that up just a little bit, like so, and it's loose now. And you just want to kind of, before you do that, make note of where this extra slack is so you can get it back to where it was before. So now that it's loose, I should be able to pull the clamp off. Now you can grab your new OEM replacement clamp. If you don't have one already, you can find it on our online store. And now we're going to put the clamp back into place. So we just need to get everything out of the way, or just put it underneath like so, and get it in there. And then we're just going to work all the way around. Add the 3 screws up top. Just get it nearby first, and then get it into the groove once you've got it on decently. And again, you're just going to want to push that all the way back into the groove and make sure that the clamp is actually seated there before you start tightening it down. Because again, if you don't do this properly, you're going to end up with a lot of water on your floor. It looks like the clamp is seated properly on the groove, and we can tighten it down. You just want to make sure that it's nice and tight there, and then give it a good tug and make sure that it's going to be secure. It's not going to come off on you. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put all these tubes back into our rubber gasket here. It's just going to be a little bit easier with it being apart like this. Just scratch over that, push that in, and there we go. And then we're going to make sure that when we put this on, the gasket goes between the nozzle and this washer right here. That'll hold it in place. So that's why you want to make sure when you put the nozzle back through, you leave just a little bit of a gap, and there should be enough room. So now that's holding that in place like that. And now we can put our front bulkhead back on. So we're just gonna put it in an angle right here and get those tabs to go up into the screw holes, and then make sure it's flush, and then the tabs should lock into place on the back, and you can let it rest there. And now I'm going to screw this in up top first, so the bulkhead doesn't fall down by accident if we bump it or something. This will just secure it. And now we'll screw the bottom screws into the bulkhead. And now we're going to put our bottom panel back on and just line it up and put it back up into place. And now we're just going to realign our door latch assembly right here and get that put into place. And once everything lines up, we'll screw it back down. And now we'll screw everything back in. And just with the first one here, I'm just going to hold that in place a little bit so it doesn't push out on me. And now you're going to want to make sure that you put the drum gasket back in place, and you want to get it so that the ring isn't folded in on itself, which could cause a leak. But then you're just going to push it up against the metal all the way around so it's sitting there real well before you put your spring back on. But what you'll see is if I take this off real quick again, there's a small lip right in there, and then this piece of rubber is going to go inside that lip, and it's going to sit inside of there, and then it should sit there nice and secure, and then it'll be ready for you to put the spring clamp back on. So now we're going to put our spring clamp back on, and we're going to just set it in the groove all the way around best that we can. And you're going to get to a certain point where you're not going to be able to do that anymore. It's going to be hard to stretch by hand. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use a flathead screwdriver here, and just very carefully, because this is rubber material, you don't want to puncture it. But the easiest way that I've found is just stretching kind of like a spring. If you've got a trampoline or something at home, you know exactly how this works. But just taking it and prying it down, and you want to hold the other side where your spring is coming up a little bit so it doesn't come out. So we're just going to go like that. And if not, it might take a couple tries here and there, but should be able to get it eventually. Just push that down. Just hold that in place. And that last piece down right there. There we go. Just slide the cable right through the hole, like so. Pull it through. And now what we're going to do is we're going to keep our control panel tilted slightly forward, and then push it so that it locks into place, just like that. And now we'll put this cable back through these little clips that secure it in place. And now I can take our cable here and plug it back into the control board, like so. There we go. Just make sure it's pushed in all the way. And now we'll put this screw back into place here. And we can put our dispenser drawer back in. Now we'll put the top of the washer back on. So we'll slide that down and then push it forward and into place. And now we'll screw the screws back in. And now we can reattach our water hoses. Now we can turn the water back on, make sure there's no leaks, and plug everything else in. Finally, don't forget to plug in your appliance. If you need to replace any parts for your appliances, you can find an OEM replacement part on our website, PCApplianceRepair.com. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, and share our video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us make more videos just like these for you to watch for free.